Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David and it's 2021. Woohoo! 2021, brand new year. So I thought let's look at the top 10 decks of 2020. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. It's a new year. I hope you had a great holiday. Hope you had a great Christmas and a great new year. I'm glad to see you. Hope you're staying safe, staying healthy. Today, I thought let's do a wrap up, right? Let's do a wrap up. Let's do a wrap up and talk about the 10 best decks of 2020. Now, best decks according to who? Best decks according to me, right? That's all we can go on here. Hey, just so you're completely aware, everything you watch here at Magic Orthodoxy is just my biased opinion, right? It's just my biased opinion. That's all we got to go on. I can't do this based on sales or popularity. I don't have any numbers or figures. I get tons of great decks across my table. And yes, you know, designers and warehouses and magic companies, they send me these things for free. So I get to see and look at and handle a lot of these things. And I'm very blessed to have that. And I'm very grateful for it. But at the end of the day, I can only go off of my opinion. So I am sure people are going to disagree with me. You're going to disagree with me, and you're going to say, no, I like that deck, or that deck's got a better tuck case, or that deck, you know, that deck had a better back design, or that deck had a better ace of spades. And you're probably right. You are probably right. But these are the top 10 decks to me. Okay, just going off of my opinion, okay? And if we're going to give some shout outs to some great decks that we saw last year. Of course, we saw Daisy and Nifty. We saw Card College, Swish from Card Cuts, the Queen Bee deck from Illusionist. I really loved the Uranium and Biohazard decks. Team Pinto was a great deck. King of Tigers, the Works deck, the Knock 3000 X2s were great. Man, 11th Hour was really great. Goblin Gold was really great. Yellow Jerry's were really great. There were so many great decks in 2020, but there can only be 10. There can only be 10 in the top 10. That's how top 10 works. And interestingly enough, 9 of these decks are all made from the United States Playing Card Company. 9 of these are Bicycle decks, proving once again, Bicycle makes just my favorite decks, right? Absolutely my favorite decks. And so I love them. If I ever print my own deck, I will definitely go with USPCC. Coming in at number 10, the Cherry Casinos. Cherry Casino decks are from Derek McKee and Sam Devins. And yes, this is a reprint. It is a reprint. And I think that's why it's at least at number 10. I love this really soft purple color. I love the dark shade of the reds. I love the fact that they're using standard quartz. Cherry Casino decks are a favorite of so many people. You know, they remind us of, you know, the old school Nuggets, old school wins. So once again, love this deck. Number 9 is ARW from Luke Wadey. Now, I assume ARW is just short for arrow, right? Arrow, because there's a whole bunch of arrows on the back design. I really love this creative back design because you fan it one way and it looks like, you know, one thing, and you fan it another way, it looks like something else. Very creative faces with all the little arrow pips. I love the creative jokers. The borderless court cards were cool. Just the little indices in the corner and how there was like a really cool font up there. I'm sure this deck is great for cardistry and just a wonderfully creative deck. I don't know if you know this, but red decks are my absolute favorite color. I love red decks, and so you're gonna see a lot of red decks in this list. Number 8, Slow Hands from Keir Gomes. If you haven't checked out Keir Gomes' YouTube channel, definitely want to go do that. He has a much better format and camera and lighting and editing software than I do. He makes really cool deck reviews. Definitely want to go and check him out. Give him a like and a follow. I love his nod to the standard bicycle back with his snail icon and peace symbol. I love the artistry that goes around the outside. His jokers, which also pay a nod to standard bikes, standard quartz, standard pips and indices. It's just a great all-around workhorse deck. And I'm sure David Blaine releases a brand new deck every single year, or at least a recolor or a reprint, and 2020 was no exception. I think he had a couple in 2020 actually, but I really liked the blue Gatorbacks from Blaine and Mark Stutzman. David Blaine has done a couple of these metallic backs, but I think on this deck, I love the shimmer that comes off of the blue. Of course, you got the David Blaine custom courts and some gold metallics on the court cards as well. Standard pips and indices, and of course the mirage of famous David Blaine jokers and ad cards. I think in every deck top 10 list, you're gonna need at least one deck from David Blaine. Here's a deck I hyped up a lot and played around with a lot, spent a lot of time with this year. This is our number 6, the CC Club playing cards from Conjuring Community. This was from Aaron Fisher, Adam Grace, and Lee Asher, made to look very similar and unsuspecting, like a bicycle deck. Even has a classic bicycle back design from days of yore. If you don't know, this deck had so much built into it for Magic. Right out of the box, this deck could go in any one of 3 different routines, 3 different Magic routines. Great gaff cards, beautiful jokers that have never been seen in print before from bicycle history, and just the amount of information that Lee Asher and Aaron Fisher put out through the year with their seminars and their online community. This was such a wonderful addition to have in the Magic community. Number 5 is the Mako Silver Surfer deck from Gemini. Now, Mako is a type of shark, and of course you see that kind of shark fin, shark color seen throughout this deck. I love the blacks paired against the silver and the bright yellow of the tuck case. I'm always gonna lean towards a more minimal design. The back design, so gorgeous, and it shines. I love the little yellow double stripes that come off the side that give it that cigar band look. You got recolored silver and gold borderless court cards, redesigned pips, recolored everything, exploded aces. This is just a beautiful, gorgeous, all-around deck. Number 4 is another red deck. This is the X deck from Alex Pandrea. Very minimal tuck case, nothing all around the sides and back, and you've got that beautiful gold metallic X there on the front with Alex Pandrea's signature. The back design almost looks like it's finished, but then you can see some of those broken edges, the 3 X's that go down the center, and you'll get a really cool gaff card that enables you to do a moving X trick. Standard pips and indices and very cool, like old school, almost Arco-esque looking court cards. This is a awesome deck that you can use for Magic or gameplay, or whatever you need cards for. Number 3 is the Falcon deck from JP Games. This was illustrated by Ade Serenia, one of my very favorite deck illustrators, and JP Games is also responsible for one of my all-time favorite decks, the Cobra deck. This one done in a black matte with gold metallic inks. You got that gorgeous falcon on the front. This time a black backed card with that mirrored falcon on top and bottom. You get gold metallic falcon jokers, redesigned custom pips and indices, a gorgeous falcon ace of spades, and classic recolored court cards. There's nothing I don't love about this awesome deck. And my number 2 is another red deck. This is the Elites V5s from DMC and Phil Smith. I said it before, I'll say it again. If you're gonna walk out the door with a deck of cards and you are a magician, cheat as best as you can. You should always be carrying a marked deck with you. Even if you got the Elites before, the green versions, I would highly recommend picking up these because it's red, which I think is just a more commonly seen deck out in the real world. But this deck is marked for suit and indice, but it's also marked for stack. This is a mnemonica deck. It's marked in mnemonica, and it has great features built into it. One-way backs, one-way facers, gaff cards, built-in cribs, standard faces, standard courts. This is the Magic deck to end all Magic decks. And my number one favorite deck of the year, Blue Remedies, Daniel Madison, Daniel Schneider. Hey, it's no mystery that I have great love, great affection for both of these gentlemen, Daniel Schneider and Daniel Madison. Just two great guys and two of my favorite online friends. I love the Jokers with the raven with the flower in its mouth. I love the fact that you get David Blaine, Daniel Madison, some other custom guys in there. Your beautiful blue Ace of Spades. Daniel Schneider's great original court cards with just a little bit, just a hint of recoloring that kind of ties it all together. There's just so many great things I love about this deck. I mean, even just the back design, right? Even just the back design, let's just stop and notice that you have two elements from two different creators, both being shared on the same back design. One not larger or more prominent than the other, right? And you'd think it wouldn't work, but it does. And you know, as we close this out, I just want to say that I really love the spirit of camaraderie here. You know, the fact that two minds work together on a single project. That was, for me, the spirit of 2020. People coming alongside each other, working together. And I really hope that going forward, more people learn to make art together. Learn to collaborate more. In 2021, I'd love to see more energy in the future spent in lifting each other up, building each other up, instead of this rivalry and competitiveness and this hate that we see. You know, can we just say that the I'm better than you and the name calling and the backstabbing can die along with 2020? I hope so. You know, I'd love it if 2021 was filled with more peace and more sisterhood and brotherhood, more hands working together, more collaborations, more teamwork, and of course, more magic. That's my list. That's my top 10 list. Were there any that I left out that you were like, no, I really love this deck? It's possible. It's also possible I didn't get that deck this year. I can only work with the decks that I actually saw and held this year, the decks that I have kept in my collection. Those are my top 10. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you disagree. Tell me if you agree. Tell me if you agree. Thanks so much again for watching, you guys. You guys are the greatest. It's your appreciation. It's your likes. It's your follows. It's your membership that just encourages me to keep on going. You guys are the greatest. I'll say it again. Have a great year. Have a great year. Stay safe. Stay healthy. I'll see you next time. Bye.